Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today we got the championship preliminary tournament, I believe the second preliminary tournament. I always have to translate the titles because I honestly don't know, but pretty sure that's it. But this is the first round of that. We got Sakazuki versus Red Purple Luffy. Here is Sakazuki's hand. I'm not sure what the second card is, but I think it's Hina, but blue Hina. I don't know exactly what she does, but the rest is Barto, Suru, what's the card? It's the -2 draw one, and then Kuzan. And this is our Red Purple Luffy's hand. He's got 3 queens, a Nami, and I believe it's Gum Gum Rain, which is the 0 cost event. Honestly, Red Purple Luffy always looks so cool in this format where they have all the white beards. You know, you get to play the 5th gear Luffy. I'm sure that there'll be some sort of adaptation for us in OP05, but I don't know. Not having access to the 9-drop white beards definitely hurts this deck quite a bit. But it's cool to see him played here. And Sakazuki is, at least what I'm assuming, is just going to be the best deck of this format. I feel like they don't have a bad matchup. I feel like every time you play a card against this deck, it just gets popped their bottom deck, then you're sad. But looks like Red Purple Luffy is going first, starting off with a Nami. I still really need to pick up these structure decks, even though I really don't have plans of playing like Purple Luffy, or really like, maybe I'll play some Red Purple Law. I probably inevitably will play some Red Purple Law, but I'm still kind of just happy Law is coming back. But he is an option between the Robin 1-drop and Diable Jambe. Looks like he's thinking about the Robin. I don't think she'll really get any value in this matchup. Maybe for a Rebecca blocker or a Moncherie, she can deal with both of those, which doesn't sound bad. The Diable Jambe also doesn't sound bad, but that card kind of becomes infinitely worse when your opponent knows you have it, you know? Just because they'll play around it. If they like just go to 0 and they're like put up some blockers and they're like, alright, I'll be safe. And then you just activate Diable Jambe, swing for 15. At least with, the Luffy leader because he's 6. Yeah, that's pretty good, but if they know, that you have it, they'll just defend their last life a bit heavier so they can't just get cheesed like that. Meteor Volcano is, I believe, what the spell's called. It wouldn't come to me. I'm pretty sure, at least. Looks like he top decks. What did he top deck? I think his hand is blocking it. I think it's on the left. Either that or it was another Hina. Not sure. Looking like he's gonna tap 1 for the Meteor Volcano. So not really using it to set up any Rob Lucci plays. Finds that Barto off that draw. Oh no, he just top decked another Meteor Volcano. That's what it was. I was gonna say what? Yeah, and he's gonna trash Barto to draw 1. Finds a Tashigi. So honestly, nothing super productive. He's probably just gonna play 4-drop Kuzan next turn, and then hopefully find like a Rob Lucci eventually, because that's pretty much what this deck is centered around. Probably the best removal card Black has in this format. Red Purple Luffy swinging 5 with the Nami. Nothing really else to do. No point in playing that Robin. Can't play a Queen or the Law yet, so yeah, might as well just make use of the body that he has on board. Force a card to be dropped from hand. Potentially 2 if he doesn't want to take any life this turn. And it's even better if he gets a 2k, and it looks like he is going to get a 2k. Unless Hina's a 1k. I'm not even sure what this card is. I have to look it up. Okay. He's gonna counter out of it, I swear. I won't lie, the Sakazuki player does do a lot of thinking this match, so